Welcome back in lecture series on topic chemical thermodynamics. Today we will study the most important part of this topic, that is internal energy. So let us understand the term internal energy. You know that any substance is made up of constant particles such as atom, ion or molecule. And all these particles, that is atom, ion or molecule, possesses some energy due to their bonding between each other or due to motion. And this energy stored in a substance is known as its internal energy. So every substance is associated with a definite amount of energy, and this energy stored in a substance is its internal energy. It is denoted by capital letter U, and sum of kinetic energy and potential energy of individual particles of the system is nothing but internal energy. So sum of kinetic energy and potential energy is the internal energy. That means total amount of energy associated with the system is known as internal energy. So individual particle means what? Atoms, ions or molecules. So kinetic energy of atom, ions or molecules and potential energy associated with the forces between the particles, that means bonding between the particles, that is atoms, ions or molecule. Sum of these two energies is known as internal energy. So let us understand first kinetic energy and then potential energy. So kinetic energy means energy due to motion of these individual particles. So energy possessed by various types of movements of molecules, atoms or ions of system is called kinetic energy. There are three types of kinetic energy: translational energy, vibrational energy and rotational energy. These are the three main types of kinetic energy. Now translational energy is due to the transfer from one place to another place. Vibrational energy means due to and fro vibrations or stretching, bending vibrations. And rotational energy is due to rotation of the atoms or molecules along the axis perpendicular to the bond or line joining them. That is called as what? The rotational energy. So in detail we will study. Translational energy is associated with the molecule due to their continuous motion along a straight line path in a random direction. That means molecules, that is atoms, molecules, ions, they are in a continuous motion, and due to the energy associated with these motions is known as translational energy. Now molecules of gases are in a liquid state, they are in a continuous motion, and molecules in solids, they are bounded by strong forces and therefore they do not have a translational motion. But in the molecules of gases or liquid state, they are in a continuous motion, and their order is like this: translational energy of gases is more than liquids, and which is more than solids. So solids do not have translational motion. Now see here, these are the gaseous particle and they are in a continuous motion along straight line path in a random direction, and therefore gases possesses high translational energy. They can move from one place to another place. Or in case of liquids, liquid particles also can move from one place to another place, but there is some bonding is there in between the liquid molecules. So gases have more translational energy than liquids, and in case of solid the bonding is very strong. The molecules or individual particles are bonded strongly, and therefore they cannot transfer from one place to another place, and therefore they do not have translational motion. So this is the order of translational energy. Then we will see the next part that is vibrational energy. Second type of kinetic energy, that is vibrational energy. Vibrational energy means energy possessed by the molecules due to vibrations of their atoms is called as what? Vibrational energy. So here these two atoms are joined by a single bond. Now the vibrations between this, that is the vibrations are produced due to attractive and repulsive forces between the two atoms, and due to these vibrations they possess some energy, and that is called as what? Vibrational energy. So in molecule, electrons of one atom and nucleus of other atom attract. These are attractive forces, and when two atoms come closer to each other, nuclei of the atoms, two atoms repel each other. So these are called as a repulsive forces. So attractive forces and repulsive forces causes the vibration of atom, and energy possessed by the molecule due to these vibrations of atom is called as vibrational energy. Vibrational energies are of two types. First, that is stretching vibration. So in case of linear diatomic molecule, due to and fro motions or stretching of the bonds between the atoms, the energy is produced, and that is called as the stretching vibrational energy of stretching. And bending vibrations. In non-linear polyatomic molecules, bending of molecule is there, and energy possessed by the molecule due to bending or stretching is called as vibrational energy. So like this here, to and fro motions of particles, atoms takes place, and energy possessed by the atoms or molecules due to such a type of a to and fro motion is known as vibrational energy. And due to due to stretching, a bond length changes, and due to bending vibration, these are bending vibrations, bending, and due to this bending, angle between the atoms changes. So that you have to remember, these are stretching vibrations and these are bending vibrations. Also the third type of kinetic energy, that is rotational energy. The energy possessed by the molecule due to its rotation about an axis perpendicular to the line joining the nuclei is called rotational energy. So this is the suppose this is a water molecule, then it rotates about an axis perpendicular to the line joining the nuclei. Or here is an example of diatomic molecule. So all these are the types of kinetic energy. Now we will see about potential energy. Potential energy means energy associated with the system due to bond between atom and atom or molecule and molecule, that is called as a potential energy. There are two types of potential energies. First, that is intramolecular energy, that is energy between, that is bond energy required to break the molecules into its atoms is known as intramolecular energy. The molecule is made up of atom, and atoms are joined by a bond, and this energy required to break this bond is known as intramolecular energy. And second type, that is intermolecular energy. Molecules are joined by weak van der Waals forces of attraction, or in case of water molecules are joined by hydrogen bonding. Then such a type of a bonding that are called as a intermolecular bonding, and energy required to break such a intermolecular bonding and to separate the molecules from one another in a solid state or in a liquid state is known as intermolecular energy. So all these are the different types of potential energy and kinetic energy. Along with this, some energies are also there, but their magnitude is very small, that is such as electronic energy, energy possessed by the electron due to its spinning, or energy of the nucleus nucleus contains proton and energy possessed by the protons and neutrons. So all these are what the different types of energy, and sum of all these types of energy is nothing but the internal energy of the system, and it is denoted by capital letter U. So absolute value, as it is made up of large number of different types of energies, absolute value of internal energy cannot be measured, but you can measure the change in internal energy, that is delta U can be calculated. Now for that, consider here a system, thermodynamic system, and it changes from state A to state B. Now A is its initial state, system's initial state, and B is the final state of the system. Now suppose here the U1 is the internal energy in the initial state of the system, and now system changes from A to B during this change process. Then when system reaches to final state, the internal energy changes from U1 to U2. Then you can calculate the change in internal energy, that is delta U is equal to U2 minus U1. So delta U means change in internal energy. Change in internal energy is equal to internal energy of a final state minus internal energy of initial state. In previous videos we have studied state function and path function. So here it indicates what the internal energy is a state function. It is not a path function. Internal energy depends upon initial state and final state of the system. So it is a state function. Now the internal energy is also one more point about internal energy, that is internal energy depends upon the amount of substance present in the system. So internal energy is a extensive property, it is not an intensive property. So remember these 2 points for about internal energy, that is change in internal energy can be calculated, absolute value of internal energy cannot be measured, and delta U is equal to U2 minus U1, where U2 means final internal energy, U1 is the initial internal energy, and internal energy is a extensive property. It depends upon the amount of substance present in the system. And second point, that is it is a state function, as it depends upon initial state and final state. It does not depend upon how this change is carried out. Then internal energy can be changed by different ways. There are two main ways to transfer of energy. We have studied this part in video on nature and nature of work and heat. In that video we have studied about the detail. So transfer of energy as a work or as a heat from the system or from the surrounding changes the internal energy of the system. So how it is carried out, that we will see. Internal energy of the system increases if energy is added to the system. That means if you supply heat to the system, or if you do the work, if work is done by the surrounding on the system, then internal energy of the system increases. So it increases if energy is added to the system, means Q is positive. Generally heat is denoted by capital Q and Q is positive. We have also studied sign conventions of W and Q in previous lectures. So internal energy increases if energy is added to the system, that is by heating, or another way to increase the internal energy by doing work on the system by the surrounding. And it decreases, internal energy of the system decreases if energy is removed from the system. If you decrease the temperature of the system, that means by cooling, the internal energy of the system decreases. Or if work is done by the system on the surrounding, that is W is negative, then internal energy of the system decreases. Or if heat is removed from the system, then internal energy of the system decreases. That means heat and work changes the internal energy of the system, or these are the two ways to change the internal energy of the system. That means what? If you consider the system as a bank, then you can deposit or make payment by check or by cash. So by check or by cash you can change your balance in your account. So like this, the heat and work changes the internal energy of the system. So how to determine change in internal energy, that is delta U, that we will see with some examples. So see here, 30 kilojoules of heat is supplied to the system. That means heat is added to the system. Therefore Q is positive and it is added to internal energy of the system. So internal energy of the system here increases, and delta U is equal to how much? Therefore plus, you have to write here sign, plus 30 kilojoules, as heat is added, heat is supplied to the system. So when heat is added to the system, then 30 kilojoules of heat is added to this system, then here what happens? Expansion of the gas takes place, and here Q is positive, but here W is negative, because here expansion of gas takes place. Like that, see here the another example, that is if 20 kilojoules of work is done on the system, then it is added to internal energy of the system, and in such a cases also delta U is positive, delta U is plus 20 kilojoules. Now see here, here is the initial state of the system, gas is enclosed in this cylinder, and if the pressure on this gas is increased by how much? 20 kilojoules, then compression of gas takes place, that is volume of this gas decreases. That means internal energy is, that is energy is added to the system, work is done on the system, from the surrounding, and how much? That is 20 kilojoules of work is done on the system. That means 20 kilojoules internal energy of the system increases by how much quantity? Plus 20 kilojoules. And you know that whenever compression type of a work is there, W is positive. So here W is positive, work done is positive. Another example, that is suppose system releases 10 kilojoules of heat. Heat is removed. Release means what? Heat is removed from the system. How much heat is removed? 10 kilojoules of heat is removed. That means Q is, sign of Q is negative, and heat and performs 15 kilojoules of work. If the system does work on the surrounding, work is done by the system, then W is negative. So 15 kilojoules of work on the surrounding by the system, then these quantities are removed from internal energy. W is also negative, Q is also negative. So these quantities are removed from the internal energy of the system, and therefore in such a cases delta U, that is change in internal energy, is equal to how much? Q is how much? Minus 10 kilojoules plus work of expansion is there, W is also negative, work is done by the system, so internal energy decreases, so minus 15 kilojoules. Therefore minus 10 minus 15 means minus 25 kilojoules. So here W is negative, heat is, in this example heat is removed from the system, 10 kilojoules heat is removed from the system, and 15 kilojoules work is done by the system on the surrounding. and therefore minus 10 plus minus 15 is equal to minus 25 kilojoules. So like this you can solve numerical problems, or you can calculate the change in internal energy. This part is very important. Most of the times in MCQ such a type of example, simple examples are asked. So practice it. Thank you.